At my brother's birthday dinner, I was sent to the kids' table, with no plate. His wife laughed. Only special guests sit with adults. My brother just shrugged. Guess you don't matter that much. So I picked up my gift and said, then I won't stay. That's when he panicked. Buckle and hit that subscribe button while we dive into this story. I never expected my own brother to be the one who'd make me question everything I believed about family. Yet there I was, standing in the middle of his lavish birthday dinner, humiliated in front of a crowd of strangers. I'm Devin, 28, and for most of my life, I've been the guy people rely on when things fall apart. Car trouble? Call Devin. Emergency loan? Devin's got it. Confused about your life plans? Ask Devin. I didn't mind. It felt good to be helpful. It made me feel connected. Needed. That all changed the night of my older brother's 35th birthday. Tyler and I had always been close as kids, but after he married Michelle a few years ago, our relationship started to shift. It wasn't some explosive fallout, just a slow fade. He had a new life now, and apparently, I was no longer part of it. Still, when he invited me to his birthday celebration, I said yes without hesitation. Michelle even sent over a formal invite, so I figured it was something special. I should have paid more attention to the subtle signs, the offhand comments from Tyler, the way he asked for help without really acknowledging the help. Devin, can you take care of the catering deposit? He asked one evening like he was asking to borrow a pen. I'll pay you back after my bonus hits. I didn't think twice. I sent him the money. No big deal, right? Then the day came. I suited up, picked out a sleek designer gift watch for him, something I knew he'd wanted for months, and made my way to the upscale restaurant they had rented out. It was one of those moody places with low lighting, candles on every table, and wine glasses that looked like they cost more than my car. I arrived early, wanting to get settled before the crowd rolled in. The tables were set beautifully, long rows of white linens and gold accents. There were printed name cards at each place setting. I started scanning them, looking for mine. Nothing. I walked around the room. Still nothing. My chest started to tighten. I checked again, slower this time, like maybe I'd missed it the first go-round. But no, my name wasn't anywhere. Trying to keep my cool, I headed to the bar to wait. Maybe it was just a mistake. Maybe they forgot to put it out. I wasn't going to jump to conclusions, yet. Then guests began to arrive. Friends of Tyler's. Distant relatives. A few of Michelle's co-workers. Everyone was chatting, laughing, settling into their seats. Still nothing for me. Then I spotted Michelle. She was playing hostess, fluttering from table to table like she was royalty. I approached her. Hey Michelle, sorry to bother you. I think my name card's missing. I asked as casually as I could. Her face lit up, too quickly. Oh, Devin, you made it great. Her smile was overly sweet, the kind that's hiding something. Yeah, seating was a little tight. We had to shuffle things around last minute. I forced a smile. Right, but I don't see a seat for me anywhere. There was a flicker in her expression, just for a second, before she brushed it off. Well, we prioritized close family and our VIPs. But don't worry, we'll find you a spot somewhere. I nodded slowly. My jaw clenched. I wasn't going to cause a scene, not yet. Then I saw it. Tyler, seated at the head table with Michelle and their friends, drinking, laughing, like it was the best night of his life. Every seat around him was taken. All the important guests. I turned back to Michelle. What do you mean by important guests? I asked, my voice colder now. I'm his brother. She flinched. Devin, it's just a seating arrangement. It's nothing personal. That was it. Nothing personal? I repeated. I've helped pay for this party. I co-signed your mortgage. I've been there for you both. But there's no seat for me. She tried to laugh it off. Devin, please, don't make this a thing. Too late. I raised my voice. So I'm good enough to fund your party, but not good enough to be included in it. People turned to look. The room quieted. I saw Tyler glance up, annoyed. Devin, stop, he snapped from across the room. Don't do this. You're making a scene. My blood boiled. A scene? You've been treating me like your personal ATM for years, Tyler. But tonight, I'm just some extra. Not even worth a chair. Tyler stood up. Seriously, man. Just sit down. You're acting like a child. I stepped toward the table. No. What's childish is pushing away the one person who's always had your back. You can pretend I'm overreacting, but everyone here sees what this really is. Everyone was dead silent. People were whispering. I didn't care. Michelle was beet red. Tyler looked furious. And I felt free. I'm done, I said, turning around. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I walked out, with the expensive gift still in hand. I wasn't about to let him think he could treat me like nothing and walk away with no consequences. He needed to understand exactly what he'd done. No, Tyler, I said, each word slow and sharp. You're the one embarrassing yourself. You've spent your whole life taking me for granted. I've stood by you through everything, and now I'm treated like an afterthought at your birthday dinner. I stared at him, really stared at him. The same brother I'd always believed I'd have to protect no matter what. But as the words spilled out, something shifted in me. I realized I didn't want to be that person anymore. I didn't want to be the guy who always let it slide, who stayed quiet to keep the peace. I've been your safety net for years, I continued, my voice hardening. But that ends now. Michelle opened her mouth like she was going to interject, but I didn't let her. You're selfish, Tyler. I cut in, ignoring her. And I'm not pretending this is okay. You don't respect me. You never have. And if that's how you see me, then don't expect any more help from me. No more cash, no more favors. It's over. His expression shifted, his face pale, jaw clenched. But it wasn't guilt I saw. It was anger. So what? You're threatening me now, he snapped. I raised my voice just enough for everyone to hear. It's not a threat. It's a boundary. I'm done letting you use me. The room fell heavy. That thick, wordless silence that only comes when things are finally being said that have been buried for far too long. For a second, I thought maybe I'd gone too far, but then I glanced around. No one was laughing anymore. Everyone was listening, and I realized I didn't care what any of them thought. Then Tyler spoke again, his voice quieter, more dangerous. You're making a mistake. I'm your brother. You really think I need you? I didn't even flinch. Just looked him straight in the eyes. He was bluffing. He knew it. I knew it. And he hated that I finally saw through him. Michelle looked panicked now, her voice a whisper. Tyler, maybe just let it go. I cut her off without even turning her way. No, let him speak. Let him say what he really thinks. Because after tonight, it won't matter anymore. There it was, the first flash of real panic in Tyler's eyes. He'd finally realized he'd pushed too hard. And this time, there was no coming back. I let the silence stretch before walking over to the table. His arms were still folded tight across his chest, still trying to act like none of this mattered. But his eyes refused to meet mine. I reached into my bag and pulled out the gift I'd wrapped just that morning. A smartwatch, the exact one he'd been obsessing over for months. I'd saved for weeks to get it, imagining how surprised and grateful he'd be. But now it felt like a joke. I held the box up, slowly. His expression shifted from confusion to surprise. For a second, he looked like he wasn't sure what I was doing. What's this? He asked warily. It's the watch you wanted. The one I got you because I thought it would mean something. His hand moved slightly toward it. I pulled it back. And I'm taking it with me. That's when it clicked for him. His eyes widened, panic finally replacing that smug mask. Wait, you're not seriously taking it back? I tapped the box gently with my fingers. This, I said calmly, was meant for a brother I could rely on. Someone who actually valued our relationship. But now I realize I was stupid for thinking you were that person. He looked stunned, like he didn't recognize the person standing in front of him. But I wasn't finished. I used to think this meant something. That all I did for you, every favor, every time I showed up when no one else would, that it counted for something. I took a step back, holding the gift close, the tension thick as fog. But now, I know better. Whispers filled the room, people watching every move I made, eyes darting back and forth like they were witnessing the climax of a drama they didn't expect to unfold during a birthday toast. I turned and started toward the exit, ignoring the stares, ignoring the sudden rise of voices behind me. Devin, wait. Tyler called out from behind me. Desperate, angry. I kept walking. I passed the entryway without so much as a glance back, my heart pounding like a drumbeat in my ears. He called my name again, but this time it was quieter. Hesitant. I didn't stop. Because it was too late now. I was done. All the years I spent carrying him, supporting him, and putting his needs above mine. They crashed down on me like a tidal wave that night. And I wasn't going to let him off the hook anymore. I stepped out into the chilly evening air, clutching that little box like it was armor. What once represented loyalty, family, and thoughtfulness had become a heavy symbol of everything I'd endured silently. I was through. Through with proving myself. Through with rescuing someone who never looked back. Through with letting him treat me like I didn't matter. And out there, under the dim glow of the streetlights, with the wind brushing against my face, I felt peace. A kind of clarity I hadn't felt in years. Maybe I'd lost a brother that night. But what I gained was far more precious. My own sense of self. And honestly, it felt good. It's been about a month since that night. Still nothing from Tyler. Not a message, not an apology, not even a half-hearted excuse. I can't say I'm shocked. If anything, it's exactly what I expected. At first, sure, I wrestled with guilt. Was I too harsh? Was taking back the gift too petty? But then I'd remind myself of everything that had built up to that moment. The pattern. The way he treated me like a tool instead of a sibling. How he expected my help without hesitation, but offered nothing in return. And when it came to something as simple as a birthday dinner, I wasn't even worth a chair at the adult table. I didn't really get to process all of it until recently. Funny how we carry emotional weight for so long without even realizing it. until one day something small breaks the dam and it all floods in. That was my moment. That was when I realized something important. Just because you share DNA doesn't mean they get to define the rules of the relationship. I get to choose what kind of people I allow into my life, even if those people are family. Tyler hasn't spoken to me. Neither has anyone else in the family. It's as if they've all decided to silently take his side. No calls, no messages, just filtered smiles and cheerful captions on social media. Photos from the party like nothing ever happened. I scroll past them now without emotion. Because here's the hard truth I had to learn. Family can be just as toxic as anyone else. And blood doesn't automatically earn someone loyalty or respect. You have to show up for people if you want them in your life. And they didn't. Sometimes I wonder if Tyler even realizes how badly he messed up. A part of me wants him to have some sort of epiphany, to show up one day with an apology. But the more time passes, the more I know it probably won't happen. And maybe that's okay. Maybe I spent so long being the bigger person that I forgot how to prioritize myself. Lately, I've been doing better. Like, genuinely better. I've been spending more time with people who make me feel appreciated, reconnecting with old friends, pouring energy into things that actually matter to me. It feels like I've stepped out from under a long, heavy shadow. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm actually living as me, not just someone else's support system. And that watch? Yeah, I kept it. It's mine now. Not because it's fancy, not because I needed it, but because it's a reminder. Every time I glance down at it, I remember that moment, the moment I finally chose myself. It's my little symbol of freedom. So now I'm left wondering, did I overreact? Or did I finally draw a boundary that had been ignored for far too long? What do you think? Have you ever had to walk away from family who didn't treat you with the respect you deserved? If you did, was it the right call? I'd really like to hear from anyone who's been there. Because if this taught me anything, it's that we're not alone in this. And sometimes the hardest part of healing is choosing yourself.